Look on the show.
Hello
On the second
YouTube
shelf.
and welcome to Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. We're here for the EWRL Season 3 Spanish Grand Prix. This is round 12 of 21.
Okay. Now
The
where?
Park brothers will not be making their showing tonight, which almost all but locks up Markle in the championship battle. There's obviously still a lot of Grand Prix to go and anything can happen, but as long as Markle performs at a consistent rate, there is almost no catching him.
Crap is. You can't get it off.
Well, you just write it down. I said, well, if you could.
Yes.
Please.
So drivers taking to the track here. The track is open for business here in qualifying. Invader out on the track. Markle, after a week off. He was going to take 2 weeks off. He is unexpectedly shown up tonight, and he's here. He's here to go. We have a rookie showing up tonight. We welcome EWRL F1 rookie David Culpepper. He's going to be making his debut here at the Spanish Grand Prix. And he has raced in EWRL a few times before in our NASCAR series, and he's now making his first start here in the F1 series, as a few others have this season.
Where's that?
We've recently had a span of first-time winners in the past few weeks. Again, we are joined by our 30th, 31st, and 32nd different EWRL winners. Invader went back-to-back in terms of first career wins, winning the last 2 Grand Prix here, trying to go 3 in a row. Can he do it? He's approaching the final corner. He's going to start his first timed lap of the session. Controller Hog Many Things also taking to the track for an outlap as Invader, Markle, and David work on timed laps. Invader working out through turn 4. A big, long, sweeping right-hander before heading into the second sector of the track. There's a caution in sector 2. That'd be Many Things. I believe he's letting drivers on timed laps by. Very courteous move of him. And there he goes. Controller, we're doing the same thing.
Damn it.
So,
They just keep coming.
4 square also on a timed lap. That is right. So we have 4 drivers on the timed lap now. So we'll get 4 times in the span of the next 60 seconds or so. Here comes Invader into the final set of corners through the chicane. Up the gears we go. Onto the front straightaway. Invader looks to set the first timed lap of the session. It'll be a 1:19.589. Markle easily tops at a 1:18.884. We'll have David coming in with a 1:20.654. That's third of 3 quickest. 4 square coming to the start finish line. He'll go third of 4 quickest. It'll be a 1:19.939. Controller Hog starts his first timed lap of the session, and we're off.
I hope this is a downforce track. I can't remember.
See how Controller Hog fares, and I believe this would be his 3rd EWRL F1 start. Many Things making his 4th. So, all the drivers racing tonight are rookies to the EWRL F1 series, except Markle, as he returns from his 1 week off. Here comes Controller Hog through the chicane. Goes a little wide in the first part, but here he comes to the start-finish line now. Controller Hog gets a 123.437. Here comes Many Things. He goes 5th quickest, a 120.661. Markle, Invader, Foursquare, David, they've all made their way back into the pit lane.
Hee hee hee.
Controller Hog locking up on his entry to turn 5.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Caution in sector 2. And around goes Controller Hog. Hog's gonna get back going here. So, nobody on a timed lap here. 11 minutes remaining in the session. Now Invader works his way out onto the track for an out lap. So to recap, Markle on the provisional pole position, a 118.884. Invader's also been very good at qualifying this season, so we'll see if he can get up to Markle's lap time. Foursquare sat 3rd. Rookie David right now sat 4th. Right now beating a couple other rookies this season with limited starts, so can kind of see the experience range kind of gauging itself on the time charts for the moment, but I'm sure as these drivers get more used to the track and its conditions that we will see a change in the timing sheet as teammates Invader and Foursquare head out onto the track for out laps. We're going to go on board with Invader. He's won the pole, I believe, the last 2 Grand Prix and won the last 2 Grand Prix. Let's see if he can go 3 in a row. Here he goes, heading into the final section of corners. And up the gears we go, we're away. Upwards of 204 miles per hour entering turn 1. He goes wide through turn 2. And a wide turn 3 as well. Hits the apex nicely through turn 5. Up the gears we go again down the short chute. All over the curbing. Here comes Invader into turn 12, the heavy braking zone. I'm sorry, turn 10, the heavy braking zone. Through the final set of corners, now to the final right-hander. Up the gears to the start-finish line. Invader goes still second quickest. Improves to a 119.432. How about teammate Foursquare? Here he comes into the heavy braking zone himself. Many Things work his way out onto the racetrack once again for an out lap. Comes Foursquare into the final sector of corners. Now to the high-speed right-hander. And to the start-finish line. Does not improve. Many Things on an out lap. See how Many Things will fare on another timed lap attempt. So here we go, on board with many things. What can he show us about the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya? Controller Hog working his way out onto the track for an out lap. Here comes Invader and Foursquare into the pit lane. And many things goes wide through turn 8 and around he goes in sector 2. Big contact. So here goes Controller Hog now. He's gonna set another time lap here. Or, no, I guess he... Well, not. With 0 ERS and no DRS. He's going on another warm-up lap. Many things. Back into the pit lane. Foursquare on another time lap. ERS is gonna give him trouble here as he nears the lifespan of his ERS.
Controller Hawk, I love your scheme.
Appreciate it.
Here goes Foursquare onto the front straightaway. He will improve to a 1:19.610. Approaching 5 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Drivers ready to make second attempts. Head out onto the track in the next moment or so. Next minute or so.
God damn it.
And Controller Hog goes straight off in the final second, the penultimate corner. Controller Hog now down the front straightaway and let's go. And around goes Controller Hog through turn 2. He caught the curb. Here comes
Oh shit.
David, our rookie, on an out lap. Markle going for another attempt. He's on an out lap.
I gotta get back to the fucking pit.
So let's see, can our rookie improve upon his lap time right now? Set 4th on the chart, about a second off from a podium starting position. And here we go, on board with David. He's going to take us for a lap around the circuit. How he is just not reaching the top speeds everybody else is entering turn 1. We go through turn 3. Markle begins his attempt of another timed lap. Oh, a big oversteer moment for David. He has to correct the car. He'll stay on his lap. Here he goes into the heavy braking zone. Can he hit the apex? He does. And David goes to the third position, a 119.543, right into the thick of the pack. Here comes Marco on his timed lap, trying to increase the advantage he has over the rest of the grid. He goes to a 118.648 on the provisional pole position. Controller Hog on an out lap. Here comes Invader on an out lap. 4 square. I don't believe we'll get another attempt. Many things I don't believe we'll get another attempt as we approach a minute and a half remaining, or a minute remaining. Here goes Invader. Can he close 0.8 of a second to get the pull? And he goes wide through turn 2. And that might be it. Here's Controller Hawk. Can he make it back to the start finish line? Gonna have to get his ERS up, and there he goes. Up the gears. He's gonna go for a timed lap. He will get to start one. Can Invader make it back to the start finish line? Markle heads into the pit lane. It's going to be close, I believe. He's not gonna get there. He was trying his hardest to get there, but here comes Controller Hog, trying to improve upon his time. Can he break into the top 5? Into the heavy braking zone. Where will Controller Hog end up as he comes to the final set of corners? Up the gears we go to the start finish line. I don't believe he will improve upon his time. He will stay 6th. So that means Markle, after a week off, will come right back and pick up right where he left off with a pole. Invader will start alongside of him in row 1. How about our rookie making his very first start here in the EWRL F1 series, starting in the 3rd position. Alongside of him, he'll have 4 square. Row 3 will have Many Things and Controller, both making their third and 4th starts this season.
My game's bugged out right now, and I hate it.
What the hell is plus unit success? What's the
Alright, good luck everyone.
Our race results are going to be pretty much the same as when we qualified.
So here we go. Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. It provides many different tasks for these drivers between long straightaways, long winding corners, tight and technical corners. This circuit has it all. These drivers about to embark on 33 laps of intense racing action here for the Spanish Grand Prix. But before we do that, these drivers will embark amongst their formation lap.
A lot of pit stops.
And here we go. So let us go through our starting lineup. Row 1, we will have Marco right now, top of the points table, trying to seal it up in the coming weeks. Alongside of him, we'll have Invader right now on a hot streak. 2 Grand Prix victories. Can he go for 3? Going alongside, can he compete with Marco to get a 3rd one? Here we go, row 3. How is our rookie going to do today? Starting from the 3rd position. It'll be interesting to see. From row 4, we'll have, from row 2, we'll have the rookie starting in 3rd. Alongside of him, we'll have Foursquare. He has 1 win on the season. His teammate now has 2. Can he get to the point where he can tie his teammate for Grand Prix victories? We'll see later tonight. And row 3, we'll have Many Things and Controller Hog, both trying to get the best of these cars under their belts. And we'll see if this track can help them out in any way. So here we go. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Marco before we get going. Marco, how does it feel to be back?
It's a surprise back in my face.
All right. Well, good luck to you as you're about to grid up here. So here we go. These 6 drivers ready to go. 33 laps.
I'm gonna predict a turn 3 collision. You'll bet.
6 drivers start. Let's see if all 6 drivers will finish.
Did you say yogurt?
So here we go. These drivers, they're gridded up. They're ready to go. You know what that means. It's time to bring the action. We've got 5 red lights. And it's lights out. And away we go. Marco gets off the line nicely. Here comes the rookie up to 2nd. David trying to clear Invader. Marco clear of them all. Invader has preferred line, but here comes David up to 2nd. He's clear of Invader. Many Things into the 4th position. Invader goes wide. Trying to see if he can get the spot back. Many Things trying to fend off Foursquare for the 4th position. Marco already opening up to a 7/10 of a second advantage halfway through the 1st lap. Let's see, can David close the gap? Marco goes a little wide. It looks like he got the better run down to, on the exit down to short shoot. 6/10 of a second is about where we will go. Many Things in Foursquare, they trade spots. And Foursquare back into the 5th position as Many Things goes right back to 4th. They're going toe to toe. Many Things off the circuit. Somehow will come back on the circuit in front of Foursquare. Marco sets the fastest lap of 125.236. That is the opening lap on his set of soft tires. His advantage over the rookie David dwindled down the front straightaway with the help of Slipstream. Trying to open that up now. Many Things doing a nice job of fending off Foursquare. Side by side they go into turn 5. Foursquare, how is he going to find his way around Many Things? Many Things had a bad turn 8 right there. Now he looks to the left side, to the inside of the braking zone. He looks, he can't get there. And Markle sets the fastest lap, a 1:22.704 on the soft compound here at the completion of lap 2. See how well our rookie is hanging in there just inside of DRS range. If he can come back around with that gap, he will be in a prime spot to try to battle race leader Markle. Many Things still doing a really nice job of fending off Foursquare. You'd think Foursquare would get right back to Many Things and get right back around him. That's just not been the case. Nice defensive maneuvers and all around navigating this circuit has been doing really nicely right now for Many Things. He works right now, trying to stay in that fourth position. A big moment there through turn 7. Let's see, David on the very edge of DRS detection. What will the gap be when they cross the DRS detection line? Looks like it's now within a second of each other. Will he be able to open up the back wing here on the front stretch? He does. He still's got a chance. Invader has a huge moment off of the final corner. Trying to close the gap is David. Many Things, Foursquare, they continue to duke it out for the fourth position. Many Things able to hold on for the time being. Foursquare trying everything, looking high, looking low, looking left, looking right. He can't find a way around Many Things yet. Will he try the aerial route? Or maybe have a look under the car? The gap up front, 0.6 of a second. Impressive showing here in the opening laps of the Spanish Grand Prix for David. Marco has a moment there. A little bit of oversteer moment there through the right-hander. It's turn 12. And now, David right there on the gearbox. Marco pulls away a little bit, but with the help of DRS, here we go. David sets the fastest lap, a 1:22.625 on the soft compound. That's a point to his total if he can finish this race. Right there, breathing down Markle's neck. Foursquare again trying to find his way around Many Things. Many Things rockets up the inside. And this looks like it'll be a nice battle today for the fourth position. Shaping up to be one already. Invader kind of in the middle of no man's land. There's a battle for the lead in front of him, battle for fourth behind him. He's not really closing on either battle. Meanwhile, David trying to put pressure on a driver who sat right now third on the all-time wins list, trying to tie for second in the EWRL all-time wins list. He's trying to delay that from happening as he closes in on Markle. Trying to pile on the pressure heading into turn 1. Many things with a nice defensive line down the front straightaway. Here comes Foursquare to the left side. In the turn one, Many things rockets back up the inside. They make contact. Side by side still, Many things trying to clear Foursquare once again. He pulls up right in front of him. Here comes Foursquare to the inside. He finally has a chance. He has the preferred line now through turn 4. And he'll clear Many things. Many things trying for the crossover. He can't get there. And Foursquare for the time being will get to the 4th position. Can Many things stick with him? I think Foursquare will start to pull away as Many things goes into the gravel trap there through turn 7. Foursquare going a little wide. I believe Foursquare will open up that gap back up front. Here comes David into the pit lane. Pitting for fresh tires before Markle does. This could pay dividends later in the race. There goes Invader, the second. Here comes Foursquare and Many things into the pit lane. And Controller Hog. Everybody pits besides the top 2. Possibly different strategies working here in the early stages of the Spanish Grand Prix. Here comes David. Back onto the circuit. He's fitted a set of mediums. Now Markle has a 4.5 second lead over Invader. When does he pit, or what strategy is he going with? There's a caution in sector 2. Invader's DNF'd! On old soft tires. Oh, he must have gotten a lot of oversteer through turn 8 and just plowed the right side wall. Oh, that one has to hurt. Trying to go for 3 in a row, and around goes Many things.
I hate this track.
Markle into the pit lane. And Markle will be racing on the pit exit, trying to get up to speed here. So Markle was actually able to increase the gap by staying out an extra lap. And there's a caution in sector 3.
I missed the pit entry by like 5 miles.
Wow.
Bruh. This race is messed up.
This track sucks.
Yeah, I have to box again just because I lost all my downforce.
Oh shit.
So now we see David is actually closing the gap on Markle, and maybe hints at the fact that he might actually have better pace than Markle. Maybe. There's a caution in sector 2. Many things off the pace.
Damn it, I had to cut the chicane.
Now we're joined by Invader as David sets the fastest lap of 122.598 on the medium compound. Let's see if Markle can do that on his first timed lap on the mediums. Invader, what happened?
Caught the curb going, was it turn 10? Or no, turn 7?
I believe turn 8.
Turn 8, yeah, the big sweeping right-hander here. Caught the inside turn, spun around, hit the wall. I hate this track.
It's definitely a rough one. That one's gonna be a hard one to swallow.
Yeah, for sure. I was gaining a little bit on him at the end, and I tried to push a little bit more because I knew David pitted a lap before us, so I had to push so I could stay with him, and push too much.
So is this now we're on to Austria, or?
Yeah, I'm to Austria. Austria's a lot
And
better.
Marco sets the fastest lap of 121.934 on the mediums. You were saying?
Oh yeah, Austria's gonna be a lot better.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry to see that you were having such a good stretch going.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna come to him whenever I got to this track. Get to see a shark go head first into a wall.
Gnarly, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a good one. I'll watch the rest of the race. But yeah.
So Marco's now opened up a 2-second lead over David. David trying to stay with him, trying to keep that pace. Many things about to be lapped by the leaders, so we'll see what happens when the leaders encounter many things, if they encounter many things. He is on a set of fresh, soft tires, about 3 laps fresher. As we cross the 1/3 mark, we start the final lap of the first third of this race, lap number 11 of 33. So Marco has 1 lap fresher tires than David, and is not really allowing him to close the gap. It's kind of maintaining at 2 seconds. There's a caution in sector 2. Here comes Marco coming up to lap many things. How will he fare? And many things narrowly, but does get out of the way of race leader Markle. He was getting blue flagged, so he did have to pull over. So David did get the benefit of getting DRS with the lap cover, so he's able to close the gap a little bit, down to 1.5 seconds. And if many things can keep pace, I bet he wouldn't mind sticking around another lap behind him. The stewards are like showing him the blue flag and then retracting it as the gap kind of stutters at 1.7 seconds between the leader and second place. Many things now right in the middle of it. And he's now quickly being caught by David. He has to go take evasive action to the left side of the circuit. That's going to cost him some time. And many things just pulls off. So lap traffic slightly playing into the factor of the gap between the leader and second place. 2.3 seconds the gap now. We see Foursquare right now running in the third position, and though it was not in the plan possibly for his teammate to end up DNFing from the Grand Prix, he's right now sat in a good spot. He's right now sat third, and after a hard-fought battle between himself and many things, it looks like he definitely got the better end of that battle.
Probably because I had 40% tire wear on lap 3. My tires were not worn from qualifying.
But Foursquare, maybe not the racing vision, but is looking up from the point it started now onto the podium. Let's see if he can keep it. So Marco now opens up to a 3-second lead over David, down to 2.7 seconds. So Markle missed the last week, was not slated to race today, did end up showing up today, and with the help of not having to face Ben in today's Grand Prix, he is going to significantly open up the points margin. And Marco has a big oversteer moment there through turn 12. Now, I say he'll be able to open up the margin. That is if he finishes the Grand Prix. He has a nice oversteer moment. Maybe frightens his chances of finishing the Grand Prix. .6 seconds a gap now amongst the top two. And there's a caution in sector 1. That's many things going around. He backs it into the barrier trying to get back going. So making his first start of the EWRL F1 series is David. He's doing a fantastic job for it being his first start. He is one of 5 rookies to start today's Grand Prix. Marco is the only driver to start today that is not a rookie in terms of this is not his first season. Everybody else, it is their first season or first set of Grand Prix. David with a really nice showing in this start here at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. I believe we give everybody who enters some expectations they probably would not want. They are pretty low expectations when they enter, just because of how hard it is to drive one of these cars on such a complex game. And David right off the bat, and I'm not sure if there was any prior racing experience, but I would only have to assume that there was, because he got the knack of it really quickly and showed that he can really keep pace. He had a decent qualifying position and doing all the right things to be a contender in this league right off the bat. That was nice to see that there's some added competition in the aspect of this league. Although points looks to be almost a lock and definitely far from David's reach in terms of a championship. Maybe good positions in the points are still up for grabs should he start to ace out or great finishes week in, week out. It definitely would be something interesting, a story building for the rest of the season as we now approach the halfway point of the Spanish Grand Prix. And around goes Controller Hog. He was right in the curb.
God, those curves in this game suck.
Marco has had quite the season thus far, winning 4 Grand Prix. His last one hasn't come in a while. And at the Brazilian Grand Prix over a month ago now. Actually, exactly 1 month and 1 day was the last time Marco won. Right now on pace to do it. And it's important to say that because ultimately we expect him to at any point now, if it's not today, especially Austria be one of his best tracks in the rotation next week. It'll be an important victory when that does eventually happen. There's a caution in sector when that's many things going around again in turn 2, as it'll tie him for second place on the all-time wins list. It'll tie him with Tyler Camp, who made it a season and a half in our NASCAR series, winning 26 of those races. He'll tie one of the pioneers of the league, him being himself one, Marco is. Right up there. I think that'll be a really nice
damn it.
achievement from him. And around goes Controller Hog, finding a barrier. That's a weird spot to spin in the short chute between turns 4 and 5. Gets back going.
No shit.
And then provided that he's able to close the deal today, next week would definitely be one of those circuits where Marco can get that 27th win and ultimately put him in the second position by himself. Only second to Malenko, I believe, is at 59 all-time wins. Many things into the pit lane. He's fitting a set of hard tires. Just trying to go to the end and get this one over with. Malenko started this season showing up on a weekly basis and then kind of took a hiatus, and I don't believe he's going to come back for the rest of this F1 season. But unless we do something else, or he does eventually come back and we continue to league race on F1, the future is very cloudy in terms of what we do next for this league. I believe the top of the wins list is It's a very nice all those drivers with 20 plus wins. Markle would definitely make many indents in the gap Malenko has top of the wins list as we continue and he continues to miss races as we trudge along. Markle coming up to the lap controller hog. It's been a rough day. Markle into the pit lane now. Looking to put his last set of tires, I believe a set of mediums, and then call it a day in terms of pit stops. He will fit a set of mediums. This relinquishes the lead to David. There's a caution in sector 2. This one is many things. Another caution in sector 2. Many things way off the circuit. He lets race leader David by. Many things goes 2 laps down. It'll be interesting. Can David complete an overcut? Or can David go long enough to where he can pit for a set of soft tires possibly and go to the end? There's a caution in sector 3. That would be controller hog, I believe, just letting the leader by. And here comes
I feel like a Williams.
David into the pit lane.
Did you say you feel like a Williams?
Yeah. I'm 2 laps down. Or are they both in the pits and I just unlapped myself one? Yo, let's go.
Ah, damn it, I didn't get the timing right.
So, David is down and away. Markle is long gone into turn 1. Now opening up to a 6-second leading, growing. As David Sosa get up to speed.
Deja vu.
Caution sector 2. Whoever been many things.
Bruh.
Who other than... Are you just gonna call him out?
I have the most cautions in this race so far out of anyone, I think.
Welcome to the league. You better not
Pastor
screw up.
Maldonado.
Oh, and Markle, a big oversteer moment. He caught the curb. They'll keep it under control.
What game are you guys using for the NASCAR League?
We're not running one at the moment, but it would be NASCAR Heat 4 if we did.
Sorry, NASCAR Sim Racing.
Markle setting the fastest lap, a 1:21.531. 11 laps remaining here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Markle coming up to the gearbox of many things to put him 2 laps down. There goes many things letting him by. Courteous of him. Also being told to do so from the stewards. And pending a pit stop from Foursquare, this looks like a pretty clean race in terms of penalties. None for the time being. Still many laps to go. Markle heading into the final sector, and then at the completion of that will be 10 laps remaining. This still very well can be corner cutting and exceeding track limits penalties. So Marco holds a 7.5 second lead over David. Foursquare 16.5 seconds back. And a lap over Controller Hog, 2 laps over Many Things. Working lap 24:33 here, Markle. Just maintaining the lead, trying to bring it home.
Oh no.
Oh, and there's a caution. There goes Foursquare.
He almost had Many Things.
He's ready to call me out, bro.
He was ready to call your ass out again. Uh-oh.
And there goes David. Off the circuit in turn 3. Foursquare into the pit lane. I think he's had enough of his 17 lap old tires.
17 laps on those tires?
I mean, there's not much Foursquare can do. He's coming in and fitting a set of soft tires. But, not really much he can gain from this point of the Grand Prix and from his position on the track. Markle crosses the start-finish line now. That would be 8 laps to go. Markle holds an 11-second lead over David after his mishap in turn 3. And 55 seconds over Foursquare after his pit stop. So we're going to ride on board of Markle. Markle's going to show us a lap around Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, and just how tough it is to navigate. Here we go, we ride on board as he comes to the final corner. The car full song, down the front straightaway into the 8th gear. No, he does not get the 8th gear. Navigates 1 and 2 nicely. Now through turn 3, this is all important to get the most momentum through here without losing a lot of time. Through turn 4, Markle takes actually a little shallow on the entry. Here we go into turn 5 though, he will hit his apex. Just missed it actually. Push down the short chute to turn 6. That time Markle's got it. A little bit of a moment through turn 7. Up the hill we go for turn 8. Long sweeping right-hander. This catches out a lot of drivers. Markle none other than able to make it through there without a scratch. Into turn 9, the heavy braking zone. Foursquare sets the fastest lap, a 1:21.109 on the soft compound. He's taking a point away from David. There. Markle into the final set of corners and into the chicane now. Can he hit the apexes there? Nice. And nice. Up the gears we go once again. There's a caution in sector 2. That one's controller hog. So nice points day for some drivers. Use today to shake up their positioning in the points. Heading into Austria. Many things comes in, fits a set of soft tires. Not sure if he's trying to go for the fastest lap or just have to pit. He was on a set of hards. Here comes Marco to the start finish line. 5 laps remaining here in the Spanish Grand Prix. And we have a battle brewing between the lap cars, not for position. Just interesting to see. Many things on 6 lap pressure and faster tires than controller hog. Many things closing the gap now. Maybe trying. Oh, and he dive bombs to the inside. Maybe didn't know that controller hog was gonna slow down that much. Maybe misjudged his closing in rate. That was a wild moment entering turn 1, and a nice evasive move from many things to avoid running into controller hog. See what kind of lap time many things can run. I doubt this one will actually be a contender, as he had to take evasive action heading into turn 1. But it was not far off. It is his fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Ooh.
So right now, Foursquare holds the fastest lap point. Many things tracking in the green. Anything getting closer and closer to that fastest lap. Still about a second off of it. Marco now into the final corners. He'll come out to the front straightaway. He'll take 2 laps to go. Just got to navigate this circuit twice more for his 5th Grand Prix victory of the season. And David, a very, very nice rookie debut. Foursquare, after battling his heart out for the 4th position, and with help of his teammate, right now sat on the podium. There's a caution in sector 1. That one is many things. He's trying to avoid nosing it into the barrier. We start the final lap here at Spain.
Honestly, it's been a pretty crummy race. Damn.
Those first few laps were exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, the battle for P4 was good. I probably would have won out on defending if I had tire life, but my tires were dead at 40% wear. Like, I should have probably, at the end of qualifying, I should have switched onto the new tires or something, and at least settle up with it. Just
So a little bit of a smaller field size than we anticipated, but nonetheless, it was quite the Grand Prix. Marco heading into the final sector now. He's only 3 corners away. There's a caution in sector 3. That's controller hog. And he just doesn't want to finish another lap. But Marco will come off the final corner and win his 5th EWRL Grand Prix of the season. This will tie him for 2nd on the EWRL all-time wins list with 26 wins. There's a caution in sector 1.
And it's
David will come home 2nd in his EWRL F1 debut. Many Things was the car who spun around in turn 1. David was able to bring it home in 2nd. And it's his first EWRL F1 start, not his first EWRL start. Made a couple starts back on NASCAR 15 with us in the NASCAR series. Not many since then. Foursquare later tonight, coming through the final corners, will finish in the 3rd position. And around he goes on the front straightaway.
The perfect way to end the
And
race.
tune in next week. You'll see Many Things finish in the 5th position.
I'm not gonna be here next week.
A lot.
Oh, your car will.
Think about every 2 laps it was Many Things spinning.
And here
For
comes
sure.
Many Things crashing across the start-finish line. David, hang in with us for some post-race interviews.
And Da-da-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh, we will
Wait,
not
no.
get a post-race interview from our race winner.
Oh.
Okay then.
But yeah. Here's our podium celebration. Marco on the top step. David on the second. Foursquare on the third. Marco takes his 5th Grand Prix victory of the season.
We're both on the top step. We're co-winners.
Foursquare with the fastest lap today. He will get an added point to his point total along with his points for finishing the Grand Prix in the 3rd position.
Wow, look how close that fastest lap was.
Jesus,
Oh. Dang.
Marco, the unknown contender for the fastest lap. And now that it comes to mind, I do realize he would most likely have declined post-race interviews anyway. He's not feeling his best. So congratulations, and an extra congratulations to Marco for doing that while not being at 100%. Hope he feels better. We'll now get our interview here from our 3rd place finisher, Foursquare. How does it feel to be back on that podium?
Yeah, it feels good. I definitely feel for Invader, though. He definitely belonged up there. Yeah, he definitely deserved to be up on that podium. But congratulations to Marco on that win. And it was definitely a survival race at that. You know, surviving those fast corners, hoping that car doesn't break loose on you. And about 3/4 through the race, I realized I could push those mediums a little harder so I could get to the softs and get in that quickest lap. And that meant a lot, so I'm happy I got that.
Now that was an interesting strategy. I was kind of confused on why you did that, and then I realized you still wanted to go for that fastest lap, and you were able to do that. Was that the plan all along once you knew to go for the fastest lap, or were you just going to go on a soft just to have a faster tire at the end of the race?
No, not necessarily. The mediums were definitely what the plan was, but after seeing what the fastest lap was, I thought that I could possibly have a chance at it. I didn't know if I could get it or not, but after seeing it was like a 121 whatever, I thought at least give it a shot if I could get the mediums far enough into the race where I could feel safe that I could put the softs on. And once I got to like about 9 laps ago or 8 laps ago or something, I felt like that was good enough that I could get those softs to last and got it done.
Alright, well congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and good luck to you next week in Austria. Alright, we're joined by our 2nd place finisher and making his rookie debut, David. How was your race?
Be better if we were one step up from where we finished.
Ah, already shooting high. I like it.
But it was a good race all around. I got caught out by the leader making such a sudden pit stop for the last stop. Went around for another lap. But from 3rd to 2nd on that grid, we held down 2nd firmly. It was just all around a great podium finish for us.
I know it's your first race. Could you have done anything different to maybe catch Marco there at the end? I know he got to a pretty big lead there at the end, but maybe avoid that and maybe still stick with him. Was there anything different you could have done?
Not going to the gravel trap in turn 2 so many times. But we did everything how we could. We hit our marks. We got the apex. Just in the end, he caught a spot with pit strategy. We couldn't rebound after that, and he did everything great today.
Yeah. There is a reason why he is leading the points by such a large margin, has 5 Grand Prix victories on the season. But I thought you did a phenomenal job today, and I guess now is the time to ask, do you have any previous F1 racing experience, or were you just playing the game solo before this?
I used to league race a lot before coming over to the PS4, so
that makes a little bit more sense, because I understand how much trouble rookies do have in their opening league races on an F1 game, just because of how complex it is, especially if they come from another league racing background.
You could say I was a little prepared for this.
Yeah, you knocked it out of the park with your debut in terms of rookie debuts this season. It was fantastic to watch you. I can't wait to see maybe what more of a fight you can put up with Marco in the coming Grand Prix and with our other faster drivers who ended up not showing up today, Ben and Brother Dan and everybody. It'll be interesting to see you compete there. It was a nice start. Do you think you can carry this on to the future weeks, or was this more of a one-off, like Spain's my track kind of thing? Or
Oh no, we're carrying all this momentum to Austria. If we're not on podium, we're gonna be right there fighting third place to get that podium next week.
That's what I like to hear. All right, well, congratulations on the second place finish. It was definitely deserved and well worth it to watch you get that second place finish.
Thank you.
So that's all we've got today here from Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Join us next week at the Red Bull Ring for our Austrian Grand Prix.